together. So he's the reason why you all are sitting here and got all of us coming here to talk shit to you guys. He's also two-time top 5 acting funniest person.
Two-time?
Yeah. Two-time? You know! White people are laughing. Trust me, Kamala's coming in. Yeah, she's gonna let you know. You're gonna know what that. You're gonna hear that a lot. At the inauguration. You know! Two-time acting top 5, and also he wanted me to express this. He placed second in his 8th grade spelling bee. As soon as he steps on stage, it's gonna make a whole lot of sense. Give it up for my man, Atul Patel.
Thanks, everybody. Well, I might look familiar to all of you, not because I look like a cross between John Lovitz and Ray Romano, but because of my YouTube channel. I have 152 subscribers. So thank you for subscribing, I appreciate it. And I feel like 1 million subscribers is just around the corner, but only with your help. A little bit about me. My life is based on a true story. And my hobbies include jaywalking and breaking stereotypes. Except for the math one. So if you need help figuring out your tip later, I can take care of that for you. But I was actually born in India, and I came to the US when I was 4 months old. That's when I lost my accent. I can still do one, but I do not use it unless it is absolutely necessary. Like when I want the tech support guys to understand me. Or when I want to fend off a woman who I'm not interested in. Works pretty well, actually. But I have become a victim of cancel culture. Oh, I should tell you about my name first. It was rough growing up with the name Atul, you know, I mean, not just because people make fun of it, because Atul, get it, hammer, screwdriver, whatever.
Yeah.
But the worst part that was most traumatic was I couldn't get any of those customized pencils or fake plastic license plates with my name on it, because that was traumatic. But my name is actually in the middle of the word congratulations. So whenever you write that word out, you're congratulating me. So thank you very much. And so take that, suckers, because you guys probably all lost your pencils and fake license plates anyway. But I have become a victim of cancel culture lately. My social media handle is haha masala, and Facebook won't let me use it because in the middle of that word it spells Hamas. They actually think I'm a terrorist, but I can't be a terrorist. I'm a vegetarian, and I can't even kill a spider. I mean, I'm not a vegetarist. But besides, I want to advance in my career, and successful suicide bombers, they never get promoted. True story. Do we have any other transplants here that aren't from Minnesota or Wisconsin nearby? Yeah, so what do you think about people here? Is it different than where you grew up?
A little different. Yeah, from Boston.
Oh, okay, so what's the biggest difference?
I love Boston. I don't know, it's different. Like, people think of Boston, people as being unfriendly, but
Right.
that kind of happens here too. So,
Yeah, the Minnesota next thing. Well, I mean, I moved here because I have an affinity for passive-aggressive people. I just love them. You know, they're my favorite. And my favorite color is white. That's for the snow and ice, of course. People get all sensitive about that, but it's funny. But I figured out that people in the area are 10% non-white, 70% white, and 20% whiter. Those are the people who go ice fishing or go to the state fair more than 3 times every year. I just came up with that one. Let's see. But what was the other thing I was thinking of? Gosh. Oh yeah, so, I'm so used to being like 100% Indian, and it's not like really familiar to me that people are mixed, like 1/4 Swedish, 1/16 Native American, 1/2 German, whatever. But I think that's how you all reproduce. Like your grandfathers would seduce your grandmothers with fractions. So your grandfathers would tell your grandmas, "Hey, honey, let's make a 1/4 Norwegian baby tonight." I think that's a true story too. But I realize that I travel a lot, and I realize that the whiter a city is, the better a dancer people there think I am. So in New York City, I'm a beginner. In Minneapolis, I'm advanced. And in Chaska, I'm an instructor. I'm taking English for lessons later. But I was on Instagram the other day, and I commented on a post that people in Minnesota don't know how to accelerate quickly enough to merge smoothly onto the highway. Yeah, see, transplants know. Like they do in other states I lived, Ohio, Michigan, New York. And a guy from Minnesota commented and he said, "Why don't you go back to Ohio, New York, or Michigan?" And I thought, that's refreshing. He only wanted me to leave the state. He didn't ask me to leave his friend my country, So I guess he's either mildly racist or statist. I'm not sure. Gosh, sorry, I had a little too much alcohol. But I think there should be, this thing about people who say, "Why don't you speak English?" Why do people think you're not American if you're not white? Why don't you speak English? Well, if you want to judge Americanness based on English skills and based on my ACT verbal scores, I'm a hell of a lot more American than those guys. And I think there should be a prejudice policy, right? If you don't support or if you're against a certain community, then you don't get the benefit from what they provide, right?
That's right.
So if you don't like Mexican people, then you don't get to eat Mexican food, right? If you're anti-Somalis, then there's no Uber or Lyft available for you. If you don't like Asian guys, well then you don't get to use any apps on your phone, and definitely no tech support. I think that's fair. Let's see, but gosh, sorry, this is horrible. I didn't make my full notes. So yeah, the people are very judgy, and so you get used to that eventually. Oh, I know what I was going to say. So I'm on online political discussions, and I'm really confused about my online political identity. I'm both a libtard and a liberal elite, and I don't know how to reconcile the two. I mean, do I quit my job and go on welfare? Do I get a PhD? Do I stop believing in facts? But I have another problem. I mean, I was raised Hindu, and Jesus loves me, but I don't love Jesus. And I'm not sure how to tell him. Like, I can't pray. But I do like Jesus. He's a pretty cool guy. And we bond over the fact that we have the same complexion. So it's but does anybody here not drive a Subaru? What do you drive, Christina? What do you drive? Yeah. Okay, and what do you drive? You drive Subaru. Subaru. I win. If it wasn't a Subaru, I was gonna say then you must be a transplant. But you're from here, aren't you? Yeah, I win twice. Sweet. But I find Subaru drivers are like the most smug, middle class people, car owners in the world. they feel they made the perfect choice, and every other car decision is crap, right? Do you look down upon other people? Okay, that's good. No, sir. But is anybody else getting sick of all these full-size pickup trucks on the road? Carrying nothing but a bully for a driver who doesn't use turn signals, right? I mean, and most of those trucks aren't really for work, they're just $75,000 garage cleans, right? That's true. And they're the first guys to complain about high gas prices. And they spend hundreds of dollars on gas every week. Let's just have a whole set about anti-pickup truck. But the good thing about it is that there's less money for them to donate to the Trump campaign. I'm sorry. That's not right. I mean the Trump Legal Defense Fund. Well, I'm glad I'm in Minneapolis. I talked to my psychic the other day, and I found out that my aura is on the spectrum. It's ultraviolet, which is why most women don't see me. But it's rough being a guy dating. I mean, we don't get the benefit of these acronyms and terms that women get, like BBW, big beautiful woman, right? Like there should be one for guys, SHM, short handsome man. That's fair. And I always like to say, strong independent woman. Well, we should get weak dependent man. I'm short, but I'm not weak independent. Let's see. Oh, but I do have some rules for dating. I only date older women because I already know what they'll look like when they get older. And I only date divorced women because at least I know somebody wanted to marry them. And the Allen one that helps pay for dates, it gets worse. The Allen one, the same thing. Let's see. But I'm a big fan of interracial dating. I've dated Indian women, I've dated non-Indian women. But the best thing about interracial dating is I'm never reminded of a relative when I'm dating somebody. You know what I mean? Do you have any interracial dating fans? I see at least a few couples, that's good. So that's good. We're progressive women. Okay, I'll finish out with these. But there's it's really hard to know some of the etiquette rules today, even though it's 2024. When a guy's at a urinal, peeing, and there's a guy next to him peeing, the only appropriate thing to say, I think, is nice shoes. Right.
No.
You definitely don't want to say. You definitely don't want to say nice boxers or what religion are you again? And then if you see somebody you haven't met in a while, people always say, Judy, you look great. Well, why is it always about looks? I mean, it should really be, Judy, you still seem to have a nice personality and pleasant demeanor so far. I think that's appropriate. And if you meet somebody new, you're supposed to say, nice to meet you, right?
Yeah.
I think it should really be, we'll see if I regret meeting you.
Like that one.
Well, I'll end with this story. I was on a long flight from Japan, and this young guy was sitting next to me, and he kept falling asleep and letting his head fall on my shoulder. And at one point it happened for many minutes, and I was like, what do I do, right? There's no rules for this. I'm like, I didn't want to wake him up because that'd be inconsiderate. But then I didn't want him to be mad at me because I didn't wake him up. And I definitely didn't want him to think I enjoyed it. But I did. He was like the son I never had. We shared a tender moments. All right. I'll end it on a downer. All right, thanks everybody. My name is Atul Patel.
Give it up for Atul, y'all. One time I introduced him as O'Toole. He's pretty far from Irish, huh? Minnesota is white as shit, I'll tell you. Y'all don't, for y'all that don't live outstate, y'all don't realize how white it is.